When other investors make mistakes, that's our chance to make outsized profits. While the market isn't exactly a zero-sum game, it certainly pays to be well educated and prepared for certain scenarios when they play out. Remember, we don't rise to the level of our expectations, we fall to the level of our preparations. In this video, I'll cover 3 common investing biases that can cost you or make you boatloads of money. I'm Skylar James, welcome back to the channel. The 3 different biases are conservation bias, availability bias, and regret aversion. A good analogy for how to understand each of these 3 would be to apply them to the automobile sector. For that, I mean electric vehicles, traditional automakers, and what the future of space transportation might look like. Conservation bias says investors tend to stick with previous assumptions about a stock or trend rather than properly weighting new information as it comes to light. So here's an example. The top selling truck is the Ford F-150. Not only is it the top selling truck, but the top selling vehicle in America. It's held that crown for over 40 years. Conservation bias in action would include statements like, Americans love F-150s and always will, or no one can unseat Ford, check out their sales history. When in reality, we're in the midst of an automobile revolution. Electric trucks and autonomous vehicles are shaking up traditional Americana, and we would all be foolish, I think, to say that the F-150 will stay at the top selling car or truck for certain. Maybe it will, but past performance doesn't predict future performance. The second bias I want to talk about is availability bias. That's when investors place an outsized importance on recent events simply because they're fresher in our mind. It could almost be said that availability bias is the opposite of conservation bias. Think about it. Take the F-150 example again. Availability bias might include concrete statements like, there's no way Ford keeps that top spot, not with new competition on the horizon. Or another example would be something like, EVs are the future in the most advanced cars. Traditional automakers won't be able to keep up. There's a chance those 2 statements are true, but ultimately they're examples of availability bias because we are all inundated with headlines like that every single day. We're shown stories like that more than stories about traditional automakers ready to, say, fend off the newcomers. This availability bias leads to things like the Rivian price bubble. So being aware of this bias might position you in a place to make some money. Just saying. If you're interested in autos and EVs, either as investments or just as a consumer, I have several videos on my channel on that subject. I would encourage you to check these out. Of course, if you subscribe and hit that bell, YouTube will notify you anytime I release a new video. It encourages me to keep making content, and I really appreciate it. So should we really believe that Ford can't adapt to unproven competition on the horizon? To the Lucids, the Workhorses, Lordstown, and Tesla? Now, before you answer, do you remember that wise blurb from Warren Buffett about shorting horses? Buffett said that 100 years ago there were 20 million horses in the US. That number fell to 4 million because of the rise of the automobile. Rather than trying to pick which of the hundreds of car companies would eventually win, Buffett says a smarter move would have been to short the horses. That's genius. And Elon Musk has said something similar recently when he highlighted that Tesla is the only American automaker to become both high volume and cash flow positive during the last 100 years. Doesn't that kind of verify Buffett's statement that we're likely to see more losers than winners in the auto space? Think about that when you think about availability bias. That the recent press on the sector, that the most widely available articles and media on the sector all skew toward very positive for the new auto companies and doom for the old timers. That conclusion might not be true and could be a trap. The third bias to know about is regret aversion. This is the idea that we make decisions that minimize how much disappointment we'll feel if we're wrong. Okay, example time. Quick, if you had to decide right now, you have to either invest in a futuristic, cutting-edge company, or you have to invest in an older company, one that needs to adapt to stay competitive with the futuristic ones, which do you choose? If you choose to invest in the futuristic companies, you are setting yourself to avoid regret. Regret would sound something like, I should have known better than to invest in a Stone Age car maker. Common sense might tell us that futuristic companies have a better chance in a winner-take-all scenario because we're headed toward the future. If that choice ends up being wrong, we aren't going to beat ourselves up over it. Think of that great Wayne Gretzky quote, skate to where the puck is going to be, not where the puck has been. If you're trying to minimize the chance of regret, you'll skate your investment toward the future revenue, not the places where the revenue has been. But there's one little asterisk to that quote. Skating to where the puck goes requires seeing the puck. It requires good vision. It requires knowing which information to ignore and which to value. Be careful out there. Don't let your mind play tricks on you with these biases. This is your kind of video. Skate to where the like button is and press it. Be sure to subscribe too. I'll have more of these coming out on how you can better analyze the flood of information that comes out of the media. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.